We have a
You all set?
FYI. Should be.
Are you ready?
Should be.
Okay, welcome back. We have exited the executive session, returned to the special meeting, and we have nothing to vote on. So the special meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Special meetings don't need to have a vote to adjourn, just to remind everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, Audrey. I see you're with your better half. Did you wait outside long?
No.
Good.
Yeah, the announcement.
So I see.
Was he?
Well, that's for now.
This was on your desk after the last meeting. I wasn't sure if it was the Chiefs or not. Or like this- oh, that looks like- Anyway, so I just confirmed. it.
Oh, yeah, right. That was, the chief gave me a whole bunch of stuff.
So
Yeah.
I'll put it back on your desk.
Yeah, please. Yep, thank
I'll
you.
be right back.
Hello, Brian.
Mayor.
Mr. Sean's attorney left after the first few minutes
Okay.
because you weren't here. And we'll fill you in at the executive session. You're looking handsome tonight. You're not a Princeton grad, are you? Thank you.
No, I'm not a Mets fan either. Of course, here.
Syracuse, I was gonna say Syracuse. Look, I got a Syracuse pen right here.
You get a chance to do it before?
I left 5 copies.
This is you, right?
I have to go through the pile.
Yes.
It's 7 o'clock, so let's get everything going.
Which may not be of interest.
All right, let me know.
Something to do with foils. So I thought I'd show it. to
Are you recording, Elizabeth?
Yes, I am.
Okay, John,
Yeah,
we're all set?
We're live.
Good evening, everybody. It's Mayor McFadden. We're about to call the regular meeting to order. It is October 19th and it is 7:01. Let's rise for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor McFadden,
Present.
Deputy Mayor Sherrill, Present, Trustee Crook,
Present.
Trustee Casker,
Present.
and Trustee Shara.
Present.
Okay. Let's resolve to postpone the public hearing on draft local law number 7, revising the lake laws related to dock size to December 21st, 2022 at 7 p.m. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That law is yet to be written. Okay,
So not November, December.
correct, to give us plenty of time. Resolve to continue the public hearing on draft local law number 6 of 2022, streets and sidewalks, utility poles. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
All right. Do we have any comments from the public here or on Zoom? If you do, please raise your hand on Zoom. We have nothing here. How about the trustees? Any comments or questions?
One quick, we're talking just regular comments, right?
Yes.
I got a note from Michelle Lindsay. We all did actually, but it came during our prior meeting. Just want to read it real quick. It's an announcement.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
On what, the local law?
Oh, no, see, I was reading the email. That's why I asked if there's general comments.
Okay.
Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
All right. So did the trustees have any comments on local law number 6? John, this is to your liking?
Yes.
Okay. I resolve we close the public hearing. May I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, terrific. Reports.
Are we doing something on the bar, the trees?
Yes, I'll give you an update on that.
Okay,
That is,
does that need public
that's been
hearing?
distributed for comments and we're waiting for comments.
Okay, so that's November.
Correct. I wouldn't put it on though until we have all the information and get a chance to talk, because we may or may not take their input, and then we have to give it to Brian to modify the draft that he already has. So we'll leave that off for now. Is that understood?
Yeah.
All right. Reports, chief?
Okay, so we answered 283 calls for service, 2 arrests for traffic. Non-traffic tickets, 15 warnings. We had 1 fire alarm and 1 burglar alarm. false alarm. 3 medical calls. We patrolled 3,027 miles, and the number of vehicles coming through the gate on a daily basis averages about 777.
Trustee Sher, do you want to touch briefly on the weekend activity with the chief and the electric vehicle?
Sure. Brought in some electric vehicles for the club to inspect, and the police force. They're called Arcimotos. It's the name of the company. It's a publicly traded electric vehicle manufacturer. Full disclosure, I sit on the board. I'm also an investor in that company. But they do have one version of the car, which is called a rapid responder. Again, it's all electric. Could fit interestingly with our community policing policies. And so we brought it in, let the club try it out, let the police try it out. The mayor, I think, went for a little ride too. And also invited residents to try them out. Could be an interesting little 3-wheel car for Tuxedo residents.
Thank you.
Sure.
Chief, do you have any comments on it?
Oh,
Okay.
pretty much.
Great. Jeff, DPW?
We did patch potholes on East Lake Stable Road, Lakeview Road, Tower Hill Road, blacktop gutters on Tower Hill Road and Westlake Road. We installed a one-way sign at the intersection of Clubhouse and Fox Hill Road, that the chief wanted us to put in. We removed a few fallen trees, one on Tower Hill Road, one on Tuxedo Road by the Club Boathouse. We worked with Orange and Rockland on a tree removal on Tower Hill Loop. We cleaned up a large rock slide on Westlake Road that we had a week and a half ago. We worked with Sterling Carving on Bolt Pickup, cut grass, weed whacked edges of roads, installed Belgian block border down by St. Mary's and paved that area, the little pull-off area there. Installed reflectors on the new poles on East Lake and Westlake Road. We repaired the guide rail by the racetrack that I guess there was an accident a week or 2 ago, so we repaired that. And we also put some stone behind the police station. There was a large ponding area that I got a call from the owner, Brennan there, asked me if we could fill it in, and so we did that. Finished up the third quarter water meter readings and continue to do the meter installs for the people that are on well or irrigation systems. Sewer.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good work. Okay, I'll just point to one report and one announcement. One of the reports is from the racetrack committee regarding a type of bird that's prevalent and was helped along by putting 3 enclosures there for them to breed and to live. And that's online. You can read the details. And also, one of our residents is planning on doing the cleanup that was done last year. And I'll be making an announcement about that. And that's also online. Okay. Anyone else? I guess Michelle's saying that there's no vote being taken tomorrow. That's the gist of.
Yeah, there's a town board meeting for attorney-client privilege or session at 5 p.m. And then at 7 p.m. there's a meeting, public meeting. Nobody will be able to make comments, but it's for the school board, the town board, and related to talk about the school board's issues with the school. I don't know if the board's there.
Great. Do you have any insight on that whole scene
No.
from a planning board perspective?
I do not.
I think everyone's read my piece that there's a legitimate concern about tax implication. And so I'm looking forward to finding out what resolutions the town is coming to. I've been in touch with Michelle and Ken English frequently, as well as the superintendent of the school board, Jeff White. And as soon as there's information to pass on, I will. Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments on the minutes?
Nope.
None.
Okay. Let's open it up for public comments. Nothing?
No, actually, Josh handled it very well.
Oh, you had a meeting with Josh?
Sidebar?
You did a sidebar?
Of course,
How was it?
it was excellent.
Thank you.
I just would wish he would tell what he was telling me. All that information I thought was very interesting.
Well, I think he's the man. He's the man to keep in touch with.
Touch with the board openly.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think we first needed to understand your question.
I didn't have a question this time. Is that-
No, not this time.
Oh, I was.
Your
talking
question that led to you meeting with,
Energy.
right. So,
Question having
okay.
to do with energy.
Okay.
And to me, to get rid of fossil fuels completely, I think is foolish. And listening to December's climate committee, that's what was proposed, and again in January. And I found it confusing. And I found it, I didn't come to the May meeting where you had somebody come and explain the CSC. And so I didn't understand it.
Right. By the way, that is online if you want to.
I did. I've
Okay.
seen a lot of
Great.
it.
Okay, good. All right. So let's see. Christopher, do you have a comment?
Yes, I just wanted, thank you. We got your email about suggestions about how to mitigate the costs of removing all trees that have
The
been
ash,
affected
yeah.
by the Emerald Explorer. Unfortunately, there are no DEC programs at the moment to financially assist landowners, but in round 16 in 2023, there may be some coming up. Generally, they focus on the replacement, the replanting of trees to get the inventory back. But we're lucky that we got a grant to do that from Tree City USA for $1,000 to replant. So that'll set us in good stead if we are eligible for a grant to help us with the tree removal. So that's why we think it's important to renew our membership of Tree City USA, which you'll be voting on tonight. The other suggestion is how to reduce this financial cost is in-house arborist. If there's if you're hiring with the DPW, to have someone that's a certified arborist on staff, and then that way the works can be done in-house, and that'll certainly reduce the cost and also benefit the other, if they've certainly got experience with parks and recreation. It'll help with the We Want Beach Club and the removal of invasives, that sort of thing, which is obviously going to be more and more important. And obviously the other thing which you touched on already is any dead tree near an overhead power line, call ONR 1877-434-4100 and quote the individual ID number on the nearest pole.
Right.
They have $1.3 billion in income last year, so they certainly have more resources than we do if there's a tree near the power line. But that's the feedback so far. Sorry, it couldn't be better news, but we'll keep on trying.
No, I like the idea that there's a potential for it in the future. Do you have any idea how many ash trees need to be removed village-wide? Or do you have any sense of how many are on private residences?
And generally, the figure that I have, we haven't done an inventory, but between 8 to 10% of trees are ash trees. So that's the thing. But the only ones that really need to be taken down are the ones that pose a danger to people and property. If you have a forest and there's dead ash trees in there, a dead tree is almost as good as a live tree if it's still standing, it's called a snag for habitat, food and habitat for the wildlife. Aesthetically, some people hate it, some people love it, but as long as it doesn't pose a danger, then it's perfectly fine to keep it there. It's just the ones that pose the danger, they're the ones we need to deal with.
I appreciate you looking into that for me. Now, I know that we're doing a Arbor Day resolution, but I don't recall doing anything about renewing is that the same as renewing the?
It's the same thing. It's making the proclamation we're going to do an Arbor Day celebration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Anyone else? Sally? Okay, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Thank you. Do any trustees have comments about the consent agenda or questions? I'll point out that the 11G authorized Arbor Day proclamation is also renewing our status as a member of the association. Any questions? Okay. Resolved that the Board of Trustees approve the consent agenda items A through H. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Old biz. Is everyone prepared to vote, or do you have any questions about the local law?
No questions.
Resolved to approve draft local law number 6, streets and sidewalks, paren, utility poles, and paren. May I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Do you want to comment briefly on this, Elizabeth, on 12B?
Sure. The Environmental Facilities Corporation had, I contacted our bond counsel about us completing a tax questionnaire. And in it, they reference a post-issuance compliance procedures. So the bond counsel prepared, what those are, and also a resolution that we can read and vote on to say that that have adopted those post-issuance compliance procedures. Last month, this was brought up. I was a little bit confused about it, and we passed a resolution saying we had them, but we were supposed to read the resolution that they had prepared. And I'm supposed to include the exhibit that details those post-issuance compliance
Are those posted?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And so if you like, we can skip the whereas clauses if you like, and I'll just go down to the end part that you.
I don't know if it's necessary.
It's not
Does
even-
anyone want to hear the specifics of the resolution? No.
Okay,
Thank you. Resolved that the Board of Trustees adopt the post-issuance compliance policies. Paren, modification of resolution passed on September 21, 2022, and paren. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. New biz. Sally Sonic sent everybody a couple questions and suggestions about the waste removal contract. And so I posted the current contract. I'm just asking the trustees to review that this month and consider the suggestions, and we'll therefore table it till the next meeting when we've all had a chance to look it up.
Great.
And review it. Okay. Okay, we're going to go into an executive session now.
That was quick.
Used to be 4 hours.
Well, yeah, it was too long.
Resolved to exit the regular meeting and enter into executive session at 7:17 PM to discuss the proposed legal settlement with the Tuxedo Club over property tax lawsuit against the village and Mad versus the Village of Tuxedo Park. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Want to put everybody in the waiting room?
Sure.
Thanks, guys. You can zoom in and see if there's anything that happens afterwards.
Good night, everyone.
Aye, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Go watch the Yankees.
Do you mind if I just say very quickly?
Please.
Orange and Rockland has this little questionnaire. They would like to be able to contact us in case if there's an emergency. I didn't know what kind of information you felt comfortable giving out.
I'm going to give you my information.
So like your home phone number, that's for the Board of Trustees
Yep, there we go. Oh, and let me turn on end the video. Let's see if I can do that. You gotta start the video on that too. There we go.
We all set?
You are.
All right. We're back from executive session and there is no further business. So I will ask for an adjournment. I move that the Board of Trustees adjourn the regular meeting at 8:18 PM. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Meeting's adjourned.